the table by the window. The restaurant was too nice for Maya's comfort. Crystal chandeliers, white tablecloths, the kind of place where even the water glasses looked expensive. She tugged at her dress, the nicest one she owned, and tried to ignore the way it clung to her curves and ways. That made her self-conscious. Her blind date was already 15 minutes late. Maya checked her phone again. Nothing. She'd almost convinced herself to leave when she saw him walk in. Tall, sharp suit, perfectly styled hair. Derek. He looked exactly like his profile picture, which should have been reassuring. But the way his eyes swept the restaurant made her stomach clench. When his gaze landed on her, she saw it. That flicker of disappointment. That barely concealed grimace. He approached the table anyway, phone already in his hand. Maya? His tone was polite but cold. Hi, yes, it's so nice to… Listen, he interrupted, not even sitting down. I'm really sorry, but I just got an emergency text. Work thing. I have to go. The lie was so transparent it hurt more than the truth would have. Oh, Maya's voice came out small. That's okay. Yeah, so maybe another time. He was already backing away, not even pretending to mean it. You understand. She watched him leave, his stride quick and purposeful, like he couldn't get out fast enough. Through the window, she saw him on the sidewalk, laughing as he answered his phone. No emergency, just her. Maya sat frozen, aware of the curious glances from nearby tables. Had they witnessed her humiliation? The waiter approached with a sympathetic smile, and that somehow made it worse. Can I get you anything, miss? Just the check for the water, please. No charge. I'm sorry about… It's fine. She blinked rapidly, determined not to cry in public. Really? From the table beside her, she heard a small voice. Daddy, why is that lady sad? Maya glanced over. A little girl, maybe 6 years old, sat coloring on a kid's menu. Across from her sat a man in his mid-30s, rumpled shirt, tired eyes, but a gentle smile as he looked at his daughter. Chloe, that's not polite, he said softly. But his eyes met Maya's with genuine concern. Sorry, Maya managed. I'm okay. No, you're not, Chloe announced with the brutal honesty of children. You look like I do when Emily says I can't play with her at recess. The man, the girl's father, looked mortified. Chloe, honey. But something about the child's innocent directness made Maya laugh. A real laugh that surprised her. You know what? You're right. I do feel like that. Emily's mean, Chloe confided.
Is someone being mean to you?
Chloe? Her father tried again, but Maya shook her head. It's all right. And yes, someone was a little mean. But I'll be okay. The father studied her for a moment, then seemed to make a decision. I saw what happened. That guy's an idiot. Maya felt heat rise to her cheeks. You saw? Hard not to. And I'm sorry, I don't mean to intrude, but… He hesitated. Look, my daughter and I are about to order dinner. We'd love some company if you'd like to join us. No pressure, but you shouldn't have to sit alone after that. Maya's first instinct was to refuse. She didn't need pity. But when she looked at Chloe's eager face and the man's kind, non-judgmental eyes, something shifted. I'm Nathan, by the way, he added. And this is Chloe, who apparently has no filter tonight. I have a filter, Chloe protested. It's just not working. That made Maya laugh again. I'm Maya, and yes, I'd like that. Thank you. 5 minutes later, Maya was sitting at their table, listening to Chloe explain her elaborate drawing of what appeared to be a unicorn fighting a dragon. The unicorn wins because she's brave, Chloe explained seriously. Not because she's pretty or skinny or anything. Just brave. Nathan caught Maya's eye and smiled apologetically. But Maya felt something warm unfold in her chest. That's the best kind of winning, Maya said. Over dinner, which Nathan insisted on treating her to. Despite her protests, Maya learned that Nathan was a single dad, a middle school teacher who'd been raising Chloe, alone for 3 years since his wife passed away. Cancer, he said quietly when Chloe was distracted by her chicken fingers. It was fast. I'm still figuring out this whole single-parent thing. You seem like you're doing an amazing job, Maya said, watching how attentive he was to his daughter. Some days better than others. Tonight was supposed to be our fancy dinner night. We do it once a month. Chloe picks the place. He grinned. Last month was Chuck E. Cheese. Hey, Chuck E. Cheese is fancy, Maya protested, and Chloe nodded vigorously. The conversation flowed easily. Nathan asked about Maya's work. She was a children's librarian, and his whole face lit up. Chloe's obsessed with books. We're at the library at least twice a week. Which library? Riverside Branch? That's my library! Maya couldn't hide her surprise. How have we never met? Different days, maybe. Or I've seen you and been too covered in playground dirt to say hi. He smiled, and Maya noticed how it crinkled the corners of his eyes. But I'll definitely look for you now. As the evening wore on, Maya found herself relaxing in a way she hadn't in months. Maybe years. Nathan was easy to talk to, funny without trying too hard, interested without being intrusive. And Chloe was a delight, peppering their conversation with random facts about dolphins and demanding Maya's opinion on whether purple or blue was a better color for a dragon. Purple, obviously, Maya said. Blue dragons are so overdone. See, Daddy? I told you. When dessert arrived, a chocolate cake they all shared, Chloe looked at Maya seriously. Are you still sad? Maya considered the question. The humiliation of Derek's rejection still stung, but it felt distant now, like something that had happened to someone else. No, she said honestly. I'm not sad anymore. Good. Chloe took a triumphant bite of cake. Because you're really nice and that other guy was dumb. Chloe! Nathan groaned, but he was laughing.
What, he was?
As they prepared to leave, Nathan walked Maya to her car. Chloe skipped ahead, pointing out constellations she'd learned about in school. Thank you, Maya said, for tonight. You didn't have to do that. I wanted to, Nathan said simply. That guy, what he did was cruel. And I just kept thinking about how I'd want someone to look out for Chloe if she were ever in a situation like that. He paused. But honestly, halfway through dinner, I stopped thinking about that entirely. You're great company. We had fun. I had fun too. Maya felt shy suddenly. Really? So, Nathan looked almost nervous. This is probably terrible timing, but would you want to do this again? Maybe when it's actually planned and not a pity intervention. Maya's heart jumped. Are you asking me on a date? Yes, he said firmly. And to be clear, it has nothing to do with feeling sorry for you. It's because you made my daughter laugh more tonight than she has in weeks. And because you didn't judge me for letting her have ice cream before cake. And because, he smiled, because I really like talking to you. Then yes, Maya said. I'd love to. Chloe ran back to them. Daddy, are you asking Maya on a date? Because you should. She's pretty and nice. Already done, Nathan said, scooping his daughter up. And you're supposed to be looking at stars, not listening to adult conversations. I'm good at multitasking. As Maya drove home that night, she thought about Derek. She hoped, wherever he was, that he'd eventually learn that beauty came in all forms and that kindness mattered more than anything else. But mostly, she found she didn't think about him at all. She thought about Nathan's warm laugh and Chloe's fierce pronouncement. That brave was better than pretty. She thought about how the worst night had somehow become one of the best. 3 months later, Maya and Nathan were dating seriously. 6 months after that, Chloe proudly announced to her first grade class that her dad had a girlfriend who let her stay up late reading books. And 1 year later, when Nathan proposed at the library where Maya worked, with Chloe holding a sign that said, "Will you be my bonus mom?" Maya said yes without hesitation. Sometimes she saw couples on dating apps, swiping through photos, judging people in seconds based on surface-level details. She'd think about that night in the restaurant, about how close she'd come to leaving before dessert arrived. The best things in life, she'd learned, rarely came from perfect first impressions or carefully curated profiles. They came from unexpected kindness, from people who saw past the surface to the person underneath. They came from someone brave enough to invite a stranger to their table, and brave enough to stay. Sometimes rejection is just redirection toward something better. Sometimes the person who sees your worth is sitting at the very next table, waiting for the courage to say hello. And sometimes the worst moment of your night becomes the beginning of your forever.